Alright, everyone. So, my name is Jabbar, and today we have a really amazing guest over here, Tyler. He runs his own media consulting agency. So, Tyler, can you give a little bit of background about what you do and who you help?
Yeah, thank you for having me, Jobber. Right now, I help local service businesses close deals and generate leads through Instagram. So, teaching businesses how to fish, one-time investment in a coaching program for anywhere from 3 to 12 months, however long they need us, versus the typical agency where you pay them thousands of dollars every month um, for the next 5 years, maybe. So, we teach businesses how to do it, and that's kind of the background of it.
Awesome. So, like, what made you like switch from like the typical agency model towards the model you have right now, where you coach people instead of like doing it for them?
Yeah, great question. So I used to do an agency. I used to run Google ads for businesses. And what I've noticed is if you get them really good results, they hire in-house. So they'll hire someone in-house to do it. And if you don't get them good results, then they leave you. So either way, you're kind of just like, stuck in the long run. Um, so that's why I was like, you know what, if I could just teach these guys how to do it one time, it's super easy, super simple with the right strategy, then they can eat for a lifetime. They know how to do it themselves. It doesn't take that much time, and they can save thousands of dollars every month.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, another thing that you said, like, really, I follow a guy on LinkedIn. He scaled his HVAC company to like millions of dollar, and like honestly, the advice he gives is like exactly what you said. So he says like instead of like just hiring an agency, just learn it yourself and hire an in-house team. So either way, they might leave you. So why not save them also money and also like teach them to do it, and you also benefit from it.
Yep, yep. I mean, a lot of people think it's like marketing agencies want you to think that it's super tough to do, to run an ad and just like all this stuff, but it's really not. It's like you set it up one time, you film it, and then you check on it here and there. It's not that hard. Now, knowing how to set it up properly is one thing, right? But um, paying thousands just to have them, check ads manager once or twice a week is just a waste of money, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So a question on that as well, like uh, for me as well, like because I am also in the marketing, like web design and branding space. So what would you say, like let's say you switch from the typical model towards this, and like what was the opinion of your clients like when you started doing that?
Yeah, they were thankful. I mean, they liked it because they knew that it wasn't in my best interest long term because it's not recurring revenue for us, but it saves them a lot of money in the long run. So, whether you're a website agency, it's for basically any business owner who needs leads. So it's not meant for like e-commerce or, if you're a restaurant, like you're not going to be DMing people to come buy a $10 dinner. But any business where it's, you're selling something more high ticket, this is what that crush is for. So they're thankful that, when you get them good results, obviously, that now they have this skill for life.
Awesome, that makes sense. So I also like checked your post as well, like where you mentioned when starting out you tried couple of different things, and like you tried go high level, selling white label, go high level, all of that. So what's the backstory on that?
Say that again. So sorry.
So like I saw your post as well where you said like when you were starting out, you tried couple of different things like selling white label, go high level, and all
Oh
of that
yeah.
stuff. So what's the backstory on that?
Yeah, I mean, at first you try to white label, go high level. It's a great add-on to a service. Like, hey, join a program. Hey, join this CRM. Like, we have this. It's additional, whatever. But to have that just be the product is to, hey, let's get, if I could get 100 people paying $100 a month, like, it's just the support on that is crazy, and you'll make a lot more selling something for high ticket than you will low ticket if you don't have all that traffic yet. If you're even if you are like a famous YouTuber with millions of subs, I think it's better to go high ticket than low ticket. But low ticket is more scalable, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So obviously, when you don't have traffic, like I didn't have any traffic at that time, I was just in the wrong business model until I realized that this is better.
Awesome. So like another question based on what you said, like when starting out, of course, no one has traffic, no one has that brand or trust to like show what they do or what they have done before. So how did you go from like selling white label go high level to like building your own brand and like making sure it's scalable, it's trustworthy, and you get clients now?
Yeah, great question. I invested in my own coach. So I invested 5K into my own coaching as a 23-year-old, out of college, didn't know anything, and took that leap of faith. Um, and then just built up my own brand. I've been making content on social media for golf. I run a golf account that's like separate, but that's for fun. But I've been doing that for a few years, so I have prior knowledge in it, and I just believe that's the future. Is Instagram, social media, AI, all that. So those who are kind of relying, in my opinion, still on Google, it makes it tougher. But I think that if you have the money for both, do both because obviously both work. So that's kind of my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, no, that makes sense. Like a little bit on that as well. Like for me as well, I started when I was 13 years old, right? I started with
Yeah.
learning few skills like here and there, and for me, like creating content was something that I loved, but I was so insecure about showing my face that I started a faceless YouTube channel. Like I don't even remember when I started it. I was a little kid, right? And then I grew that YouTube channel to like 5K subs, and then I sold that, right?
Mm.
And then like right now, when I started my web design business last year, that's what when I realized like I need to have a presence. I need people to trust me, right? Because like if I reach out to someone on Instagram and they come see my profile and it's just my face over there and nothing else, right? No one's going to like believe me, trust me. And like I remember like funny enough, like when starting out, I tried bunch of different strategies like cold DMs or like whatnot. So honestly, one guy even said like, "Dude, you have like 5 followers." So that makes sense. So I was like, even at that point, like I could do the same service delivery that I do now, right? Even though
Yep.
like the systems are better and things have improved, of course that's the change. But for me, that was like a change in mind I had to like make, and like if I wanted to like scale my business or whatnot, I had to have a presence, like
Yeah.
so. Also like you invested in a coach as a 23-year-old, right? And 5K for a 23-year-old, in my opinion, that's a huge amount of money. So what will you say about investing in yourself, investing in coaches or mentorships? And like another question, how did you get that money at that time? Like did you work a job? How did you raise that capital?
Yeah. Great questions. And first off, your story's awesome. I didn't know about that. That's super cool. Um, as far as how did I get the capital, I used to be a real estate agent before this, and so I sold a few homes and just saved the money basically, put it in savings. Um, last month, so that was 9 months ago, I invested five into that coach, and 2 weeks ago we just invested 50 into that same coach. So just like and that's we were just able to scale and make that through this system. So um, when it comes to investing in yourself, it's just to me it's like people are willing to spend $10, $20 on coffee or something every day, food. That's unnecessary, but they're not willing to put that same $10 towards an Instagram ad to get more clients for their business so that they're actually able to make more money. It blows my mind. So it's like it's just convincing people like, hey, this is the best route. Yes, you're gonna have to trust me. Yes, take that leap of faith. I guarantee results. So if you don't get results, like we're still gonna work with you until you make that money back. But if you went around trusting no one and all you did was just stick to what you're gonna do, then you're never gonna time collapse and you're gonna repeat the same mistakes that everyone else did without learning from them. So that's kind of my 2 cents.
Yeah, makes sense. So like at first you invested 5K. Like I will go to that later, but like for you as well, like you did so many different things. Like now I'm hearing a real estate agent and like Google ads, white level go high level to switching towards any agency model that no one like typically does. Like I also relate to that honestly. Like when I started, like because like first of all, I was doing SEO for some local businesses. I had that experience of like websites, but I did not know how to sell, how to like get deals, or maybe how to get people to trust me. So I had literally no clue about what I wanted to do. I just knew I had to make this work, and so I just started trying bunch of different things. Like I literally had people like conversations with people to sell them YouTube videos, video editing, or whatnot. So I also tried like bunch of different routes, and I'm grateful that I found my thing that I'm passionate about. So yeah, that's also like awesome.
I love it. I love to hear that. It's fun when you, it's if it came easy, it wouldn't be as enjoyable. But because
Yeah,
we've both gone out and tried a million things, then we finally found something like, hey, this is it. Now it's just going all in and scaling that. So
yeah, 100%.
never giving up.
Awesome, awesome. So like, how did you get your first client like for your like agency that you run right now? Clueless for like 6 to 7 months straight up, no money. I didn't made a single penny, right? And like I had like so many times like I was doubting myself, but like I had no other option because I wanted to make this work and I loved it. So suddenly one day like it changed. Like it can be so crazy. Like you can be trying for so many months, and suddenly just one day and one conversation, it can change how your business work. It can change how your whole life works, right? So one day I was in this like a community, school community, and I was networking there. I started networking a little bit, and then I got one guy, and he was like interested in like knowing what do I do. And then we talked, and then he mentioned, oh, I need a website for like I think so a real estate firm that he wanted to run Google Ads to, right? So and then we hopped on a call, and literally I will not lie, like my English right now is a little bit better, but at that time I could not even speak English, right? And I would say like my English was so broken. I mean, like, it's a salute to that guy. He believed in me, right? And if he wouldn't have believed in me, then I wouldn't have been here doing all of this stuff that I now found like find enjoy. So like I closed him with that, just showing him a demo website, and he trusted me, right? And the crazy thing about that is like I want to mention that building relationships and networking and like connecting with people instead of like just selling them, like sending 1,000 DMs. I've done that as well, right? That doesn't work. And if you build relationships, if you build like network, then it will help you in some way or another. So like how you mentioned, like you also got your first client from a referral that you previously spoke to. So you had that sort of like initial trust there, right? And you closed 2 clients in single day, and that changed your whole business and how you work, right? So yeah,
Dude,
that
massive. I just want to say, I'm going to cut you off.
yeah, no worries.
Massive respect for you. Like, dude, I barely know you, but I'm so proud of you. Like, seriously. Like, that almost brought a tear to my eye just hearing that. Like, dude, keep going, bro. You got it. We were talking, back and forth. Like, you stayed on top of it. Like, you're super engaging. Like, trust me, it's a snowball effect. Keep going, bro. I'm proud of you.
First of all, I really appreciate that, and like hearing things like that, man, honestly motivates me. Like honestly, motivation can get me so far, but if I hear things like this, I know I have to build discipline, right? So that I can like keep doing what I do. And I love also connecting with people like you. So yeah, man, like after you built your like first clients, like another thing I wanted to touch about like sales. What would you say about sales? Because you mentioned you are even now not the best at sales. So because like you can have the best like sales call ever, and in the end the client needs to talk to his wife, the client might have a private investor, client have this, client have that. So what will you say about sales?
Yeah, it's a great question. There is no magic bullet. I will say I've learned 2 call closes are better, so having an intro call to qualify and then where you check for BANT. So budget, authority, need, timing. You go through those 4 steps, and then you hop on the sales call. And then on the sales call, you say, hey, I'm going to go through a game plan with you. I'm going to do this, this, and this for you, but I will be asking for a yes or no at the end of the call. Cool. And if they say cool, if they say no, then just don't waste your time. Reschedule it for when they can make that decision. But if they say yeah, which most of them do, they say yeah, yes or no, then you're getting rid of any objection of, oh, let me talk to my wife, right? Or let me do that because it's like, no, they should be on the call. If that's the case, never take a call without the decision makers, both, or else you're wasting your time. So I've learned that. I've learned that people will lie straight to your face just to get you off the phone, to be nice to you. So being used to be like, oh yeah, of course, go think about it. No worries, I'll give you all the time. Reality, they're just never going to do it. So learning that and not being too naive, but also not being, a bad guy. Like, there's a fine line that you got to learn in sales, and it takes training. I've closed a few deals, getting this business off the ground. Now I have a sales rep who does most of it, and he's awesome. But yeah, you just got to get that first one through and follow a framework.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, when I got these objections, I was like, honestly, I did not understand how to handle it, first of all. So the first objection I ever got was like, I need to talk to my wife. So I just asked him a polite question, because I know how things work. They're going to get off the call. Most of the time, they will have so much time to think about it that they won't even think about it, right?
Yep.
So after I got that question, it was my first time. I didn't know how to handle that. So I just asked him a simple question: what do you think she's going to say?
Yep.
And he was like, I think so. She's going to like it, and she's going to think it's awesome, and all of that. She supports me, and so I think so. I could have pushed that more, but from that point on, every sales call I do, you booked in my Calendly, you saw all of the questions over there, right? So I have a pre-qualifying before I hop on the call. I need to know who is the decision maker, what's the budget.
Yeah, I think that's too many questions. So starting out, if you don't have enough leads, this is where not shameless plug, this is where we could help out. But but if you don't have a bunch of leads coming in, are you running ads right now or no?
No, so I'll get into that a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because if you aren't having a bunch of leads coming in, then all those questions, you might think it helps, but it really just annoys people, and then you end up getting less leads to begin with, if that makes sense.
That is exactly the case how I had with me. When I did not had many leads coming in, I was just it was just a simple question, email, phone number, and what time do you want to book in, right? But now, the whole thing changed for me when I started networking, when I appreciating people, when I started bringing value, right? So I have this is the first call for today. It's 1 a.m. over here, and then I have 1, 2, 3, three calls, right? So now I have started getting the lead flow a little bit, because in the past it was I would get a call in a month, and then after months I would get a call. So at that point it was fine, but now when I'm starting to get some flow, I have added that, so that way I don't deal with unqualified people or people who want to waste time.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, it's those. I'd prefer to manually qualify on an intro call rather than through a lead form, just because there might be some big businesses who are qualified, but they just don't want to fill out the form, so then they just leave. So that's kind of my 2 cents on doing a 2-call close instead of a 1-call close. But if it works, then by all means.
Yeah. So also another thing on that, on the 2-call close as well, and filling out the form, they might see the form, it's too long. Even if it's too long, or if it's something else, they don't fill it out. You send it out, you had a great conversation with them, you have to follow up, right? And if you don't follow up, you're going to be missing out on a lot of deals. I learned this, and I'm so persistent in follow-ups, right? So whenever I know a guy is interested, we had a great conversation, he's not responding, right? But I see he's active on social media, he's commenting, he's liking posts, he's maybe posting as well. I try all of my steps, and if he doesn't respond, I just take out my phone, I record a simple video, and I say, hey, I know we talked about this, we went over all of this, and you love this, so just I don't want to waste your time. If you want to like keep going forward, just let me know. If
I
not,
love the one. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I do. And what I see work really well is like because people are like just too much salesy and they kind of put that sales barrier up. So another thing that I see work really well in a follow up is I just send them a meme. It's a meme that I use of like I think of famous gangsters that says I'll be waiting for your reply. And it works so well, like 9 out of 10 times people reply back. And they're like, oh dude, I just saw that, that's so funny. I was like caught up in this, and yeah, let's do it. So that's what I do.
Yeah. No, that's money. I love that. That's a great. We do that too, like a different meme, I think. But if you do that, and then you can hit them with like the, hey, are you still interested in, XYZ service, or have you given up on that? People don't like to give up on things. So that's a great question too, to get some responses. But to me, what's funny is, yeah, like you said, you got lurkers. Like I got people who watch my stories every day who have not responded to my DMs. It's like, bro, I know you're watching. Like just respond. or tell me no, or tell me no, or tell me to stop. But like, just do something.
Yeah, yeah. I have literally 3 people that came to mind after what you just said. Like they just watch all of my story, and it's so crazy. Like they like all of my stories, and when I just ask them something, they're going to be like, nothing. I just want you to respond. Just tell me to stop. Just tell me to, hey, I don't need this right now, what not. But at least let me know. Like, why are you watching my stories, right?
Yep, 100%. It's funny how that works.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So, like, final question, because I know we are short on time. Like, what's the game plan for a business that wants to get more leads, that wants to get more exposure, and not only like unqualified leads, they want to get qualified leads? What do they do?
Yeah, it's running Instagram ads and combining that with organic content. So when you set up an ad the right way in your local area or nationwide, if you can serve nationwide, but we still recommend local, and you combine that with organic content that's actually engaging, people talking on camera instead of just a picture of, a kitchen cabinet and saying call now for 10% off, flipping the camera around and saying, hey guys, just finished up this cabinet because people want to work with people, not businesses, then that's going to crush compared to just running ads or just doing content. When you have both, it's game over. And you don't have to have a lot of followers to do it. So
Awesome. So
yeah.
Asham, plus plug over here as well. Like, as you mentioned, like, if you show yourself, that works really well. Like on the websites I build, like if you don't, like, literally, I have audited around 100 websites, right? Close to, I think so. I'm really close to 100. All of the websites are really shitty, and it's just like gives off a vibe of a contractor that's not trustworthy, right? We want to win the trust, right? If you are selling high ticket, any type of job, we want to win the trust. And what works really well is showing the face of the owner on the website, right?
Yep.
And honestly, no one does that, and my clients do that, and it's a literally a $0 like thing that makes them stand out. Alright, man.
Exactly. I agree.
Last thing that you want to share with anyone over here? That's easy.
Yeah, I was just going to say follow your dreams, kind of basic advice, but follow your dreams. Don't be afraid to bet on yourself. It's not easy as a 24-year-old to say I'm going to invest $50K on a coach, but I still and I don't even have all that money. Like that money's not even in the account yet, but I still took that leap of faith. So people out there who aren't like, they have a business, but they're just scared. It's like, just do it. We're all going to die. We're on a floating rock in the middle of space. Like just believe in yourself. Bet on yourself by doing it instead of being scared and then you're stuck in the same place a year from now. So that's my 2 cents. But dude, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you so much.
Awesome, man. And huge respect to you as well. I really love your work. And yeah, man. So I'll just stop this over here.